Okay, we're live.
Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Hi.
everybody.
Well,
The Flippin Bunch.
I see 0 people. What's going on? Come on, people. Oh, one came. One's here. One has arrived. We are legal to start talking. All right, we'll get going here. Tonight, our discussion is about unusual inspirations. And if you have a paper and pencil and paper, let's just brainstorm for a minute what inspires you. But I should probably do our intro first, eh?
Yeah. Well, that'll give some girls some time to think about it, right? That'll give them time to think.
Yeah. Well, wait till you guys see my video Sunday. I've been in this mood all day. It's top notch. Okay. Anyway, we are the Flippin Bunch, and it consists of 4 flippers who love to flip furniture and also smalls. So quickly go ahead around, and we'll just start with Kat, and everybody join in. Tell us your name, where you're from, and what do you do?
Hello, everyone. My name is Kat, and my company is Owling Dog Design, and I do furniture refinishing, furniture restoration, and some other restorations and artwork. And I love to paint and do anything creative. Yeah. Hey, love you.
Okay, I
That
guess
wasn't a heart.
Hey, everybody. I'm Crystal, the Crafty Creech. I'm from Michigan, and it's still cold here. It was kind of snowing a little bit today, so that's no fun. But I love to flip furniture, all different kinds. I love to, well, I don't know if I love to restore furniture, but I do it. But I love furniture arts, and I am a reseller, so I love thrifting, and I love crafting and thrift flipping. All right.
I'm LaVon from Statement Designs, and I have been flipping furniture now for about 10 years and have had a shop for about that long. And I'm a Made by Marley brand ambassador. And let's see, I obviously love to do decoupage as well as all of the things, not quite as much of a maximalist as Dar is. I'm like a part-time maximalist. So, those are my favorite things to do. Just basically furniture artistry, and I like to do some smalls too. And hello, all you ladies that are joining in. Well, my name is Dar from DIYs by Dar, and actually getting on YouTube and doing furniture and smalls, I'm kind of just starting into my 4th year of doing this, but I have always been an artist, so always wanting to create or make something, looking for inspiration in a lot of things. So that's my story. Now, inspiration. We want to know what inspires everybody out there. There's some that are so common. I mean, we can rattle them all off, but maybe there's one in there that you haven't thought of. So, Crystal, what inspires you?
Oh gosh, I mean, all kinds of things. I really find a lot of inspiration quite often from nature. And sometimes even just looking at a piece, I feel inspired by it. Sometimes it'll sit in my garage for months and months and months, but other times I get the piece and I'm like, yes, I know exactly what I want to do with this. I can see a vision right away. I don't really know per se, like really super unusual things that have inspired me, but I know there was the one unique antique challenge, and I think that was the very second one ever. the theme was insects, and I made a spider chair. So that was kind of a weird, unusual inspiration. And then, of course, my submarine bar cabinet was also, a different look to it, something that I think was unusual. And I just saw it when I looked at the piece. I'm like, this looks like a submarine. And then it became the yellow submarine. So, yeah. Oh, guys, all my daughter's friends are on the live right now.
Oh, okay. I was wondering who was saying hi, Mom.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
How about you, Kat? What kind of things get you inspired?
Yeah, I mean, I can relate to everything Crystal said. A lot of times I feel, and this sounds stupid, but the piece tells me what it wants to be. And sometimes they don't talk, like that cute mute cradle just said nothing to me, and I had such a hard time. Usually with a piece, I might see it online and it will just register as it needs to be something else, and I have that vision in my mind. Like I recently did a primitive secretary, and I looked at it and I just knew what it wanted to be. I just knew. And I don't know. So it could come from nature, like you say, or it could come from something that you see, some kind of old rusty thing, or doors are a good inspiration if you live in an old area. Like there are a lot of, whether I'm in Pennsylvania or in New England, like New England is really old, so you'll see a lot of really old stuff. And we used to go exploring and stuff, and so seeing all the old chippy doors and things like that. And I actually don't do a lot of that stuff. I don't know, but it is inspiring, though, for sure.
How about you, Levon?
Well, I'll tell you what, we're getting some lovely comments. It's really nice that we're inspiring people. That's really that's heartwarming, not heartworms. That's dogs. Heartwarming.
You don't need heartworms.
No. Well, I remember like being a little kid. I live in Pennsylvania also in the mountains. And I remember like driving, well, I wasn't driving, my parents were, but I just like, there's this certain like vista as you go up this one mountain. And in the fall, all the trees, just all the different colors. I just remember as a kid thinking, I wish I had a sweater with all those colors in it, And so I think a lot of times we see things that just make us think about other things, and because we're all furniture flippers, we see things and we say, oh, that's really cool. I would love to put that on a piece of furniture, So I think that's kind of part of it. And, I know you have some pictures to show, but my pottery, that's one thing that is inspiring me to do a piece. It has been for a long time, so it's going to happen soon. And just different times, like you said, Crystal, like it just like you were working on that piece and it just became a submarine, So sometimes it happens in the middle, like you said, Kat, it speaks to you, but and again, like you said, sometimes you just look at it and so it's inspiration truly is everywhere. You can see an outfit and you can say, wow, I'd love to put that on a piece of furniture.
Right.
Yeah, I just feel like it's everywhere we look. And I feel like too, that you don't, it's like we're not all trained to look for it, but I think that once you start thinking that way, that it, you tend to look for it more often. So.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Leora says, I have full on conversations with my furniture. That's hilarious.
Does anybody? I'm going to mention a couple that we didn't hit on just for ideas. Does anybody have anything else they would like to make a comment about an inspiration that we didn't touch on? Because this is all about growing and having all the help that you can get in that journey. Art, any kind of art usually is very inspiring. You get on Pinterest, you're done probably for a couple hours.
It's that black hole that sucks you in.
That
Yes.
other people's pieces. If we're doing a challenge, sometimes challenges will inspire somebody to make a piece in a certain way. And the best one I really like is when you get new toys to play with, like the new paper I got today. Now that just inspires you. I got to get off and I'm starting to play with that decoupage paper because I want to get that hat box covered. So a lot of times if it's just a package of paper or something,
Right.
that can be enough to inspire you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, and
Totally
if I can
agree.
throw this in, like you guys said, we inspire you. You ladies too, my Flippin Bunch friends, you are awesome inspiration too. Because like I'm working on my thrift flip challenge, and the one piece that was so in my mind a certain way, the stamps that I wanted to use on it were not the right scale, and it just wasn't going to work. Well, you ladies, we always come to our little chat and we send pictures, and you guys were so sweet. And you're like, well, show us, maybe we can help, and you did. You inspired me. It really wasn't anything that you said, but you still inspired me. So I'm going to keep it a surprise now, but
Okay.
I have to thank you because you got me unstuck.
Oh, good. I'm so
That's
glad
what it
to
is.
hear
Yeah.
that. Yes.
Yeah.
2 heads are better than one sometimes, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
And 4, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Look
Like
at
a
what I
monster.
just did before we got on. I had to show you that hat box and that paper, and I was asking 20 questions on what do you guys think? Should I do this or should I do that? Seems like you always maybe know the answer deep down inside, but it's always helpful when you hear a second voice or a third voice say it.
Yeah.
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 Yep.
Oh, yeah, for
Information.
sure. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Anything else inspiring before I get to Crystal's personal inspiration?
I can't think of anything myself offhand, but yeah.
All right, we're going to go around to each one of us. And I think if I remember the order, it's going to go Crystal, Levon, Kat, and then myself. And we're going to do a little presentation on a piece. Maybe it will inspire you. And Crystal and Levon have a couple other things that have inspired them and sent some short videos in with that. And Kat did a really nice video that pretty much just shows you the whole process. So if Dar decides she's got to play Ghost, Crystal's all ready to take over the helm if all of a sudden I disappear.
She's your alter ego.
Oh, were you froze? I'm like, not already.
At least she froze with a smile.
No,
Yes.
Bulk's not moving. That's why.
Yeah. Okay, so this is my.
There he is.
Yes, this is what I was just talking about, you guys, was the submarine piece. So this was actually a hollowed out radio cabinet. So, but somebody had put like shelves in it and everything. So when I looked at it, you guys, I paid $1 for this thing at an auction. $1.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I was like, all right, I looked at it and it just looked like, oh my gosh, this is going to be a submarine, and I'm going to put an octopus on it, and I'm going to put porthole windows on it. And I made all of those little rusty rivets with those embroidery tacks. And yeah, I did all this rusted looking patina on it and everything. I made my own stencils on the top. If you right there, those are my own stencils. I hand cut all those stencils.
Oh,
And
wow.
Nice.
that is still probably
awesome.
today one of my all-time most favorite pieces.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. And I'll probably never find anything like that ever again.
No.
That was definitely
It told you what it wanted to be.
It did. Yeah.
Mhm.
And then this was the spider chair I was telling you guys about.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So that cabinet, when I got it, it was full of spiders. So I thought, okay, so for my next challenge, the next unique antique challenge, I'm going to make it dedicated to insects, right? So I had this chair and it had all this broken caning in it, right? And I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going to try and recane it. I think maybe a spider web or something would be cool in there. So I looked on YouTube trying to find videos on how to macrame a spider web. Well, I failed. So I just swung it. I'm just going to tie it up to make it look like a spider web.
It does look like a web.
Yeah.
Definitely looks like a spider web.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was kind of a different one.
How did you make the spider?
I painted it. Yeah. I just painted
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
So one of the other things that Crystal sent in is from another YouTuber, and that is Ileana. Well, I'm going to just put her Facebook, her YouTube thing up here, and then you can see why not redesign. And she had a technique where she made her pieces look like denim.
Yes, faux denim jeans. She even made the knobs to look like buttons, like that you would find on jeans, and the rivets and everything, the same color and everything. I just loved this.
Did you try this technique?
I have not. I feel like it's similar to she has a video on it. She actually has a video where you can go and watch her do this technique. I think it is very similar to like that faux Pottery Barn look. I can't remember exactly. It's been a really long time since since that video aired and I watched it. But
it's like a linen look.
Yeah, I think she used the thick bristle.
You're right.
Broom.
You go in two different directions.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a video for that one too, Dar.
The only thing I'm going to warn people about, because I did this and it's embedded in video so everybody can see it now. I used one of those straw brooms. All that stuff flakes off that broom and it'll end up in your paint. Try to use a synthetic one.
Oh, good idea. Yeah.
I was picking stuff out of that surface. I thought, oh my gosh. I mean, the gal that I watched her video, she was using one, but maybe it was so old that just, there wasn't really anything left but the tips. But anyway, I think there is a video here of that. Let's see if I can get it to go. Can we talk? Can you hear me?
Yay.
Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you, Dar.
Okay, well,
my mic is muted.
That mic button was muted, and I was thinking, because we were discussing that when we play a video, will it not let us talk? So I hit it, it was off, the mic button, and I hit it and it went to mic. So did you hear me talk in between her video?
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay. I guess that's all you have to do is hit that
It's
mic button when that video is playing. All righty. We are
good to
coming
know.
back now to Lavon.
All
And
right.
I'm going to start Lavon's a little bit different because she's got a really neat piece, and I actually have the same one.
Oh, yeah. That's a carnival glass biscuit jar. And I just have always wanted to do, I first, and we have a picture of Chris Donna. I saw her do carnival glass one time, but I always wanted to do it too. So mine looks different than hers. And there's different variations on carnival glass too. Like I have a piece that's green, and then that one's dark blue, but then there's also like a lighter blue too. So, you know, it just depends on the look you're going for.
Okay.
Next.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. We lost two at once.
I know what to do, you guys. It's okay. All
Okay.
right. Here it is.
There it is.
This is, yep, this is Lavon's carnival glass piece.
Yeah, so
cool.
I had started trying to think how I started the piece, what color I started it with. But I did a base coat, and then I did I used the chameleon wax, and I just put it all over. But then I took metallic paint, was Pacific or something, and I did over that, and that just really gave it the glass look. So that was my take on carnival glass.
Was it black? Was that the base coat you used? I know it was dark color, wasn't it?
Yeah, honestly, I don't remember that part. I thought I used a blue. I
Okay.
think I used a blue because of having the blue carnival glass.
Okay.
So, but I definitely remember the last part of it.
Yeah.
I'll
Well,
have to pull that video back up again.
you will if you ever need to know how to recreate it. That's one nice thing about making videos.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever had to go back and watch one to figure out how you did something because you forgot?
Yeah, I had a client that wanted a piece that was, to match another piece. So I had to go back, and it was very helpful. I was really glad I had it.
Exactly.
Okay, Lavon mentioned another artist, and that is Chris Donna from Bella Renovara.
Right.
All of us know who she is. She's fabulous. She's a fantastic artist, and hopefully, maybe she might visit us. But you can find Chris Donna. I'm thinking this. I'm not sure if this is her YouTube or.
I think this is her YouTube.
Yeah,
okay.
That's her YouTube.
And then her Facebook, I believe, then is this one. But she's a very fantastic person and very talented. And this was the dresser that we saw her create. Mm-hmm. And that's what lighted that inspo spark in our dear Lavon.
Yeah, so she gave us permission to share it. And like you said, I think she's going to come visit us, which we're excited about.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be good to have her on.
Okay. Flip It Furniture.
Amy.
Okay. So that's Amy Gerard from Flip It Furniture. And that is her YouTube.
And somewhere, where is that piece of whole glass that you... Oh, never mind. Never mind. But these are some pictures I am gathering are from her site, or were these your inspo when you looked at it?
Now, Amy,
That was
I
amazing.
watched the video when she did this, when she said she's been baking a lot lately. So she saw this cake and decided that it would make a beautiful inspiration for her
Yeah,
daughter's desk and shelf unit in her bedroom that she was making over for her. So the next thing you'll see is her piece that this was the inspiration for. And
that's
she
so
did
awesome.
a beautiful job. Oh my gosh. I love to watch Amy blend. She is fantastic.
That's got to be difficult to blend that well on those small spindles. I
Yeah.
mean, just get
Yeah.
everything to match up so perfectly.
Well, level, even like level across the board.
Yeah. I love to watch her paint in general. I know certain people, like, I don't know why, it's just like the way they hold the brush or whatever, but it just seems to flow from them. And she's one of them. I love watching her paint. She's
Yeah,
also probably going to come join us too and be a guest. And we're
that's
excited
so
about
fun.
that too.
Yeah, so cool.
Now,
I love those
I'm,
guys.
I'm thinking that this was her piece as well.
Yeah, that's her piece. And there was also a picture of Grantham.
I got it.
Downtown
I got it.
Okay. A dress that inspired this piece from Downton Abbey.
Yeah,
You mean that?
Yeah, that's the inspiration for the piece.
that's so cool.
Yeah, so I mean that's one of those times when the outfit can be the
Yeah.
inspiration.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's really
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, we love it. And Amy said she loves listening to our podcast when she's painting. So
I love it.
Now, I believe I have a really cool video that Levon made herself from all of the whole pieces that she has in her home.
yeah, this was a recent acquisition, but and believe it or not, I have two sets of those. You see, the two pictures are different. Those are the only ones that I have the same. But I've always loved the creaminess of, and as I said, I'm running out of spaces to put them. And I have them arranged by planters and colorways and always looking for new pieces. So that's the left side of my dining room. That's the right side. So that goes the whole way across the room. And there's one particular piece on there that as a kid, and that's the piece I want to do. But as a kid, I really loved this one piece. It was in a picture that my grandfather was in, and he was holding my sister. And I always said to my mom that I loved that piece of pottery, and she still had it. So she gave it to me, and it just, that started it, everything. And now I can't tell you how many pieces I have. It's just, we go on vacation and we look for it, and people gift me with it. It's just, I never dreamed that my collection would grow to that extent.
Is that the Roseville or is it Hull?
It's Hull.
Hull, okay.
Yeah.
I love that too. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I love Roseville too, but yeah. Hull also, sometimes you see on the bottom, some people confuse it with Hall, Hall, which is like a China, but this is Hull. And
Right.
also you can see sometimes pieces will say USA on the bottom, and that is also Hull pottery too. So, and I have that little book that tells me all about it. And so,
Well,
it's my inspiration because I'm going to blend those colors together and
so
and
beautiful.
put molds on there for the flowers, and I can just see it, and I need to make it happen.
That's funny because I did a little, like a very small jewelry armoire, and it's a stand-up one with the legs, but it was a really mini size, just so sweet. And my inspiration came from a sweater that I have.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And even on my outro, I wore the sweater. I don't think I said anything, but yeah,
So you could be cohesive.
yeah, and it
That's
was
for Heather.
fun. Yeah. You never know.
Well, Kat is up next, and she did a really nice little video on a really cool piece that she completed, and she is going to show her object of inspiration in the film.
60 seconds.
I wanted this old high chair to be part of a challenge. The tulip-shaped carving reminded me of the old flapper Art Deco days. I used Pinterest to get some inspiration, but instead of finding furniture, I found this gorgeous mug. I ordered it, and this was my inspiration. I've never done an Art Deco design, so I sketched out a few samples until I narrowed it down to this design. I started by applying the thin tapes, then added a dark blend of greens over the tapes. I used Posca metallic pens to color the design, and this is what I got. I won the challenge.
I love that. That was so
That
cool.
was a fun piece to do. I don't dare to do it again. No.
Why?
You know, I have a method that, like, after watching it and watching all my mistakes, I can tell you, like, I could tell you now, like, how to do it in a more foolproof manner, because, you know, when you look at it and like, oh, if only I had done this, or, you know, this way or that way.
Right.
Yeah, but I think I could do it maybe better if I did it again.
Yeah.
It was fun. The tapes are addictive. When
Really?
you start putting those tapes down, you keep putting them down. It's like, I think you would love it, because it's like, I don't want to stop. I could put a piece there.
See, it was really inspiring. You would have kept taping.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. It was fun.
A coffee mug of all things, you know?
Yeah, I know. That's
Definitely unusual.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I just said definitely unusual was that coffee mug for inspiration.
Are you ready for my unusual?
we are.
Ah.
Oh, that okay.
This is my mom got it for me, probably from a garage sale, but I know that if it's truly made, like in the Philippines or the Philippines, they can be worth a lot of money, I guess. But that inspired me to do this, so I might as well just show you and tell you what pain I inflicted on myself. When I looked at this table, it to me looked like a big aquarium. It had all glass sides, glass top, glass shelf. So I could envision all these little creatures all around, like this little box encrusted on the side, with the bottom having the sea bottom with the sand and a couple creatures on it. And it did have a light in it already, which made it even cooler. I mean, sometimes I'm just always thinking about kids with this stuff. But on this one, I never painted water underwater before. So what I have is my iPad is there. And I just got a scene up that I liked that looked like flowing water under the water, the sand being pushed, and I just painted out what I saw. So when I got to the second point here, to help you so disaster does not strike, some people don't have this problem, but depending on what paint you use, this was earlier in my career, and I had full faith that my paints would not run when I went over it with the paintbrush. for a top coat. Well, it did. And it smeared my starfish and my sand dollars. I had to go back and paint it again. So I got smart the second time around here. I sprayed it just lightly over the areas that needed it with some matte. And that will take care of your problem when you're doing stuff like that. Based it all in. I want to say that this is maybe Mermaid Tail from Dixie Belle. So now this is where the other fun begins.
I bet it's sea
And
glass star.
maybe, yeah.
I think Mermaid Tail's a lot more turquoise.
I don't think at this point in my career I had real good mold making experience with resin. Well, this one made me a pro by the time I got to the end of it.
Yeah, I'll say.
It had over 300 molds on it. And so I had a lot left over, and I learned a lot about mixing resin and having it set up. I don't measure it. I eyeball it with 2 little cups, equal parts, stir it till it's clear, pour it in. And if you have to take it out sooner so you can wrap it around something, you'll get to learn at what point you have until you can take it out. So there it is, just with me gluing on most of the molds. And now I'm starting to paint them, which again, here's another issue that I learned about putting paints on top of these molds. I based this with chalk paint. Didn't work out that well, because when I went ahead to try to put my other colors on top, that chalk paint, I heat set it and it still came off. So if you're going to use chalk paint, spray it with some matte sealer before you add additional acrylic paints over the top for more design, in more feature in your little design. But what I mean is kind of like right there, when you start, they were all based in chalk paint. I went ahead and I started using my acrylic paints and some waxes to give me the colors that I wanted in this piece. And you can see how I wrapped some of the stuff right around with that resin. You can do it. You just have to have a little practice at when you know to take it out. So there was the bottom. It went all the way around, you guys. It went all the way around.
Amazing. That crab looks super real.
It does.
So that was really a 3-week, almost 4-week piece to get that completed.
Yeah.
Didn't you do one that was koi fish also?
Yeah. Anything Dar does that has to do with the sea, there's something about that is her. Like she belongs, she's a mermaid, really. I think I can see your scales.
You're getting gills over there.
But no, it's amazing. And I think, I want to say it was one of the first pieces I ever saw you do was something to do with the koi fish. And it's like, look at what she does with all the stones and everything and layering all the colors. It's amazing.
Yes, you painting all those stones.
It's incredible. Yeah.
You know, it took me a while to figure out that recipe of the different paints and layering them and getting them to stay on your piece. Anytime you're going to use something like chalk, I seal it. If I'm going to add an acrylic that I can layer up, like when I say acrylic and layer up, let's say it was tan. I sprayed it with the matte sealer. So then I went and put a light wash of brown in to pick up the grooves, all the little indentations and whatever it was. Then I let that dry. And usually I'm going to use something acrylic so it'll stay on and it won't wipe off when I go to my next stage, which is probably going to just be a highlight color. one on the top to give it that 3D. I'm usually only using 3 colors when I do it, but you just have to think of how you're going to layer it so it doesn't come off for you.
It always comes out beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy the attention to detail you put into your pieces. And actually Levon and I were talking before before we went live about how you just donated that piece too.
Yeah.
Wow. Did you?
Yeah, I donated that piece to the hospice nurse that came for 3 years to help when I was taking care of my
Okay.
mother-in-law here. She was
Yeah.
thrilled when she would come see me. I was out in the garage in my barn when I had room. She always wanted to come see what piece I was working on. What are you working on? What are you working on? So she had 3 years of coming in and checking out what I was working on, and she loved that table. And it was sitting. I couldn't sell it. No, I have to go on Etsy like all the rest of everybody else. If you
Right.
live in a declined community, you're not going to
Right.
get that turnover. And yeah, I
You need a
gave it to
place to
her.
escape.
She was thrilled. She was thrilled. And I'm it warms my heart to know that it went to a good home and she's
Yeah.
going to love. So I'm telling her, yeah, let your granddaughter, she could put her coloring book on there and color with their crayons. Let her have her lunch on there. She can point out all the little things that are on there. She's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, you can. I'm telling you, I got like 3 coats of polyacrylic on the top. Probably shoot something at it.
Kevlar.
Going nowhere, right?
So Gretchen said that was the first time that she saw you, Dara. The stones were unbelievable and she was transfixed.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know, but I have to keep pulling a rabbit out of my hat. I'm running out of them.
I know.
That's for that inspo, man. You
Well,
got to get it somehow.
rabbit out of the hat, that's inspiration upcoming, right?
Right.
Or is that a secret?
Oh no. I'm gonna be hitting Alice in Wonderland pretty hard. I've never read the story before, and I put it on audiobook to listen to it. The only one I watched was the one with Johnny Depp because I love Johnny Depp. But
He's so good.
he's doing a new perfume commercial. Can't wait to see it.
I seen it.
Did you? I gotta check that out. I don't know. I forgot what I was saying. You talk Johnny Depp and I'm like done.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
That's
same.
funny. Alice in Wonderland.
Oh yeah, that was it. I was listening to the audiobook. So I'm finally almost going to get done with Through the Looking Glass. And I'm making a special gift for somebody. And when it gets closer to that time, I will let everybody in on the secret because the secret will be on the video when I do the piece.
Oh, that's gonna be cool.
And this is somebody I don't know. This is somebody I don't know how they will respond to this as a gift. So I'm kind of just shooting in the dark here. So of course I'll let you guys know what happens at the end. I might not find out right away. It might take a little bit, but I have my suspicions that who these hat boxes are going to, this special gift, they're going to be looking for that piano.
Interesting.
Maybe a little method to that top hatter madness.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Well, this is really, really a heartfelt gift from me. I never realized that Alice in Wonderland was such a grown-up story. I mean, it really is.
They're all grown-up stories.
It teaches you how to deal with dirty, rotten people that are dirty and rotten to you.
Really? I guess I never knew that. I mean, maybe I need to listen to the audiobooks too.
Just doing weird stuff and being mean. And although she was mean herself, I mean, she grew really big, the big of the whole inside of a house, and she was trying to grab people and kick them. So yeah.
Mhm.
So, all right, inside this box, maybe I can show you guys what paper I'm going to use. All right, we got time. I'll tell you. I'm going to let you in on the secret here. Here's
You
this book.
are? Are you sure?
Not
Okay.
the whole secret. I mean, everybody else on the little secret. There's another person that I'm really in love with besides Johnny Depp. You might figure it out. Well, where's my husband? Besides my husband. All right, I got this book, and it's really a nice, hard-covered gold line, and it's Allison's
Beautiful.
Adventures in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass.
Right.
I have some different paper from Made by Marley that has 12 sheets in it that are bigger versions of some of the things from Alice in Wonderland, and this was her small paper that she came up with. So let me see if I can get Alice in there for you to see. There she is.
I love that one. And Levon, you just did a piece with that paper too, didn't you?
Yeah, it's called Wonderland Twall.
Yeah.
So I bought these 2 hat boxes, and I thought they were going to be round. I don't know. Where were my eyeballs? But it came oval. So now the paper won't fit on it. I've got to put the paper all on the outside and the inside. And there's 2 of them. There's a small one on the inside. And the book was meant to fit inside these, but it will not. So now I'm going to have to put it on the top. All right. What am I going to put in the box? What am I going to put in this hat box now? So I thought about it. I was at Goodwill and I purchased a very expensive Chinese teapot and cup and saucer,
Yeah.
anywhere between $60 and $100, depending on condition. I am going to wrap that up and put it inside the hat boxes with the person's favorite tea in there. And then I'll just wrap the book with some paper and put some kind of jazzy Wonderland bow on the top and kind of bow it all together. And that will be the gift.
Could you do like sort of like think Easter basket kind of thing where you stand the book up and then put the lid to it behind that, like, and then wrap the whole thing up, like kind of,
That's a good idea. Yeah.
With like a cellophane wrap or something like that.
I was thinking that, put it all like a kid's Easter basket now with all cellophane around it and tie it up at the top. Because it's probably going to get looked at and interrogated before I can give it. It will be looked at for safety to see what's inside.
Yeah.
Clue number 2.
Oh goodness.
All right, enough about me. What do we got coming up? What's coming up this weekend?
Oh, we have our Goodwill Hunting Thrift Flip Challenge that we're collaborating with Miss Cheryl Wall from Lifestyle of a DIYer. So that's on Sunday, and we're all doing thrift flips that cost us 3 items that cost no more than $25, not including the things that we use to make them over. So that's all we have at the moment. But Crystal, you have announced the winner from the Hope Challenge.
Yes. So Jenna Junk Princess won the Hope Challenge. So we are working on the theme for that right now. It's all set and ready. I just have to finish the write-up and everything before I announce it.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. So next week, we should be able to talk about it next week. And then, I can give you guys all the juicy details.
Cool.
Yeah. So we're really excited, and I'm excited for this weekend. I had a lot of fun with the thrift flip challenge. So yeah,
me too.
I feel like I need Yeah, I feel like I need to do that more often.
Yeah, it was different for me because like I said, I had in my mind one way, but for then the one thing that I was clueless about what I was going to do with, that's the thing that ended up, getting done first. So it's just strange, I guess I'm used to just dealing with one piece of furniture at a time, and this was different.
Yeah. Mhm.
Right.
Yeah, I have picked my pieces up like for the past couple of months. I think I've told you guys that Nathan and I, my husband and I, go to the Goodwill like probably, I don't know. I mean, in the wintertime we were going like 3 times a week, and I'm constantly picking stuff up, and I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I had all this stuff from the thrift store, and I had an idea already what I was going to do with it. So fortunately for me, I didn't really need to think too much on what I needed, how I wanted to do it. I already knew, and I had the stuff. So
Yeah.
fun. It was fun. It's fun to do something a little bit different other than furniture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm really anxious to see how people respond to it because they're
I
used to
know.
all of us doing furniture, So
I
I'm
got
anxious to
one
see.
thing that I'm excited to do. The others are like our our thrift stores aren't thrifty. A lot of times, like they're expensive,
Mm.
you know.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, for stuff they get for free.
yeah, and they're not close. Like you have to drive forever to get there.
Mm.
I
I
go
don't
on
mind.
their senior day and get a discount.
I know. I asked when I was there. I'm like, because I can't always pick and choose which day I'm going to go. It depends on my workload here. And I went down there. I'm like, do you have any extra deals today? And they're like, no.
Yeah. Sorry.
Thanks.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm always like, what's the half off color? And then my eyes are just like looking for the half off color sticker. I'm like,
They got a lot of junk.
yeah.
But I got a couple things for my booth, and I got even a couple of things for my china cabinet.
I have so much furniture that needs flipped. It's unreal. So
Yeah.
I am trying to stay out of the the Goodwills and the furniture stores and all that.
Oh my gosh, same, Lavon, same. It's so
Yeah.
bad right now. I'm like, and my neighbor just gave me a bunch of furniture, and I keep telling Nathan, I gotta stop. I gotta stop. Don't let me get anything. Don't let me.
At least your husband lets you get it. He actually helps you go get it. I still got a bench hidden in the barn on top of a bale of hay.
Oh no.
He hasn't seen it yet. It's hidden in there. Maybe I can do it before he notices and get rid of it.
It's camouflage. Yeah,
It is.
he just went and picked up a bench for me a couple of days ago. So, I'm like, can you go get this for me? He's like, where is that? I'm like, oh, it's like right down the road. He's like, okay.
The guy that moves furniture for me sometimes, like he'll send me a picture, and he sent me a picture, and it was a secretary. He said, any interest? And I'm like, yeah, and it even has the little key to it and the finial up top. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I know. You can't really pass up free. I mean, it's hard to anyways.
Yeah, especially if you see something, inspo in that piece.
Mm-hmm.
Then you take it.
Yeah, scratching furniture is hard to hide. Harder to hide than candy.
Well, I'm going to bring my piece of the hidden bench. Remember that picture I showed you guys? I told you had to find the piece of furniture in this area. And maybe we can do that or something next Friday. Whoever can find it first and tell me. Well, now I said what it was, but find it first wins a set of 13 stencils that I have sitting here.
Wow.
Ooh.
Sounds like a challenge to me.
So we can put like maybe contest on there. Yeah, they're stencils. Like, you know how when you buy stencils from Amazon and they send you a big package of them? Well, a lot of the ones that I have would be duplicates from a different package. So
Yeah.
it's like, okay, now I've got 2 of this one. Now I've got 3 of this one. So I'm like, why don't I just package all these up and then sometime I can give them to somebody who would really enjoy using them instead
That's
of
a
letting them
great
sit there.
That's an
Yeah.
awesome idea. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, absolutely. I like that idea. All right. Well, we are getting close to the end. Maybe we should put up the live notification pictures in case
Do we
you.
have to leave?
I know.
Well, if you are here today and you did not know this, if you go ahead and text live to 814-515-4905, you will get a text for that Wednesday night's live. There's another way to do it as well. If you would like to go online and drop an email, just write live in there with your subject line stating live, and then it goes to the Flippin Bunch at gmail.com, and you'll get a notification as well.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, so lots of cool inspiration pictures today. So thank you to Eliana from Why Not Redesign, Kristana, and Amy for letting us share their gorgeous furniture pieces. Oh, and you know what? I just watched a video from Art Deco Furniture, you know, the guys that we had on.
Yeah.
And he was inspired by the trains from, you know, the Art Deco era and everything like that, and a bathroom that they had went and visited in Tennessee. So I thought that was kind of cool, and I had thought about this this show today and how it was all about unusual inspiration. So yeah, definitely go check that one out. Art Deco Furniture. That was a really, really cool set of end tables that they made from a vanity. So
There can be a really difficult thing when you get that inspiration, when you look at something and you don't have the time to do it, or not right now. And it's like, you know, what do you do with that stuff? And I'm just thinking of what I just saw on YouTube. A video came through on my feed, and I'll share it with you guys because you'll love it. It was this gal. She didn't want to pay a high price for cloches. So she just started making these things, you know, like just like a round glass ball, and like taking and then putting them upside down and making really cool bases for them. And then maybe like a top that made it look like you could take the top off, all out of paper clay, and put things inside that were really cool, you know, like a little fairy terrarium or different keepsakes. And she's going to be another force, I think, on there because she doesn't have that many videos on, and she's already at 1.5 subs.
Wow. You have to share that with us later.
Yeah. I'll send it to you guys so you can take a look, and then I'll get that. I don't know. I'll get that to you guys. I was thinking I could put it on a banner. I can't remember what her name is now.
Okay. Well, Gretchen says to be sure to advertise that giveaway. Everyone loves a giveaway. That's
13. Might even be more than that. I don't know. Could be more.
Gar, you got that many stencils?
Like, where's Waldo?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, yeah. I'd be
We love
hiding
our
up
toys.
too. Yeah,
Yeah.
awesome. Yep.
Any questions from anybody out there before we sign out in 30 seconds? Any questions,
know.
guys? We love
Leora
you.
shared some of her inspirations. I like the peacock one. I thought that
Yeah.
that's an awesome inspiration. Anybody else have anything that inspires you?
Also, I think Leora was inspired by her Siamese kitty.
Yeah, yeah.
Kind of cool
Okay.
too. Yeah. Yeah, I don't see any more popping up here.
We appreciate each and every one of you that come here to watch us talk, whine,
Giggle.
for an hour.
Yeah.
Yes.
So don't forget, get to watch that challenge this weekend. All of us have a video on Sunday, and the playlist will be attached to each one of our videos. So nice day for staying inside and watching YouTube, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So until next time, it is signing out.
Have a good night.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.